Irritatingly irresistible internet radio at roughedgefm.com.
There's so much going on in your community that even in this age of information, it's tough to keep up. This show will help. It's all about what's new, what's happening, and what's out there. So if you're ready, sit back and listen up, Santa Paula.
Let's try that again. Hey.
Apparently, we still got the technical difficulties.
I didn't add us to the stage.
So, who's our engineer
I don't
today?
know, but man, I need to teach you how to do this so that
we wouldn't
somebody
have,
can actually do it right.
I'll try. So, we need an actual engineer in here.
I know.
Director stuff,
Wow.
But, oh well.
Sometimes I get it, and then other times it's just
it's got to be the equipment. Has to be.
It is.
Yeah.
It's
It's not explaining it correctly.
Well,
to
no,
you.
I'm just dealing with antiquated equipment.
We need to upgrade you. We need some sponsors here. That's what we need
That's
to upgrade.
what we need.
Yeah.
Hey, we're starting to get a name for ourselves.
Really?
I was at the Vons,
Mm-hmm.
and I was walking down one of the aisles,
Mm-hmm.
and this woman stops me and says, "Hey, you're the guy from Listen Up, Santa Paula."
Wow.
And I went, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh my gosh, I listen to that all the time."
Great. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Did you take a picture with her, or does she not want to take a picture? with
No,
you?
we didn't do a picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not that big of a celebrity.
Well,
yet.
I guess not. She didn't ask
Yeah.
for an autograph or anything, but it
Oh,
was kind of
yeah.
cool that, because now that we're doing audio
Yeah.
and visual,
Video. Yeah.
that it's, people see it now.
Can you imagine they got your autograph at this lowest point of your radio or podcast career, and then you make it big? Be like, I got this when he was a nobody.
Wow.
You know what it would be worth?
I'm at the age where so
It wouldn't be worth much.
No,
but
I
it's more
know.
than what it is. So.
a friend of mine is a stuntman,
Uh-huh.
and he said there's 5 stages to a Hollywood career.
I think I've heard that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's so his name is Doug Coleman. He's been in
Mhm.
over 200 movies. He's
Yeah.
been everywhere. So great guy. But he said there's the Who is Doug Coleman stage,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the Get Me Doug Coleman,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's the I need a younger version of Doug Coleman,
Okay.
and then there's I need a cheaper version of Doug Coleman,
Okay.
and then there's the younger version of Doug Coleman,
Uh-huh.
and then there's the Who's Doug Coleman.
So where do you fit in?
So I'm at I'm going right from stage 1 of Who's James Lantine
Uh-huh.
to stage 5 of Who's James Lantine.
I was pegging you between 3 and 4.
3 and 4?
Yeah, I think you're fitting
Young-
right there. Yeah.
Oh, cheaper version and a younger version?
Yeah.
Oh,
So because I think you fit 3 really well.
Yeah.
But and 4, we could.
oh, you're saying I'm the cheaper version of me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then, but you're also, the younger version. Yeah, we're getting. there,
Yeah, no, I think we're on the.
I think if you
backside of that.
shave, I mean, that might help.
that would probably see what I was going for is Doug wears a beard and his beard is
okay.
white.
Uh-huh.
So I was prepping myself for the younger version of Doug Coleman.
Okay.
So
All right. No, it is what it is.
yeah,
But thank you
Okay.
to our listener.
our one and only listener.
No, we've got more
Okay,
listeners.
we
but
do.
Thank you for recognizing Jim.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Made your day, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
it was like, hey,
I've had that where people tell me, yeah, we listened to your show and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, really? I didn't even know. They download it and then they listen to it later.
yeah,
So that's kind of cool.
yeah. A lot of people, and now that it's on social media, I
Mhm.
think that sometimes
helping.
ends up being the dominant
Yeah.
viewership.
And we appreciate everybody that does listen. And we encourage people, if you want to come on the show too and promote something, we're always here to help promote.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we're all about Santa Paula, right? And
Exactly.
the Valley. If you're in, if you want to do something for the Valley, we'll do that
Yeah,
too.
we're here to help promote.
Yep.
Well,
So,
what's happening?
yes, and I understand that we have a breaking news story. So let me set you up for that.
I thought you being recognized was the breaking story. Wow, look at you.
Breaking news. All right, John.
Yeah.
In 5, 4, 3.
Okay, our breaking news is tonight there's going to be a meeting for our from Caltrans to talk about the State Highway 150 closure right now, the mudslide.
I didn't even know about the mudslide.
I know until I told you today. So, well,
See, I learned something from the show too.
yeah, but you know, there's a huge concern in our community because a main artery for Santa Paula, even to Ojai too, is closed due to the mudslide from the last rains. And so it's having a huge effect on everybody that lives like in the Steckel Park area, the campgrounds there, the ranchers. It's affecting a lot of our students that need to come down to a school. You live in a house up there and the school's 1 mile away and you have to go all the way around through Ojai.
Through Ojai onto the 33 to the 101 to the 126.
Yes. And it's
Wow.
taking some parents couple hours to do this. You know, traffic's crazy as it is in the morning. So they're trying to come up with some solutions.
That explains why there's so much traffic
Yeah.
on the 126 lately.
A group of individuals, and some of them are even our chamber members that actually went to a meeting on Friday and advocated for what are we going to do? And so at VCTC, Ventura County Transit Commission meeting. And so Monday, thanks to our county supervisors, Matt Levere and Kelly Long, they actually set up a Zoom meeting on Monday to discuss it. Caltrans came in, they were answering questions from the public, gave a brief presentation of what they're doing. The challenge is right now, they're looking at maybe end of May before they open even one lane.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's unacceptable for our community. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, there's no access point at all. And you know, to the credit of a lot of our residents, they were offering solutions. They were even talking about doing shuttles and whatever, maybe even looking at some of the other access roads to make them passable for shuttles to go through, and not traffic, but just shuttles to move people back and forth, maybe from Steckel Park area. A lot of suggestions, and hopefully Caltrans takes that into consideration.
Now, where did the slide happen on the 150?
Right at if you go out past Mupu School,
Okay.
and there's a bridge that connects over, a small access bridge that connects over to the other side of the creek, and it's just right there as you just exit out of the city. You know, so it's Bridge Road, I think it's called. So
people can get to the park. They can get to Steckel Park. They can still get to from here.
No,
they can't get to Steckel Park
it's
from here.
before Steckel Park. It's almost right when you pass. There's a little store up there by Mupu.
Yes,
you're going out town. Right there, just as you're around the corner, right there. There's right there. There's a water treatment plant that's right there.
Okay,
and so it's right there. And I mean, it's 15-20 feet high. This slide. The challenge is it's still sliding,
right?
And so that's what the delay is right now, trying to figure out what to do. But in a sense, though, I mean, how would you feel if you had to drive your kids to school and it takes you 2 hours to go round trip?
I'd be homeschooling.
Yeah, and then the thing is, some of the schools aren't set up for virtual,
right?
You know, right now, even though we were before, but a lot of them have transitioned out of that. So, what do? We have students that have jobs in Santa Paula that go to Thomas Aquinas College. They can't get to there unless they go all the way around. Well, if they go around, they're just, I mean, all their money that they're making there is just going right to their gas, going back and forth. Teachers that live here that teach at Thomas Aquinas College, they have to go all the way around as well.
Wow.
And it's literally a 1.5 mile, 2 mile drive, and they have to go all the way around. So the citizens are not happy about it. None of us are happy about it. You know, thanks to even the city council members, they're there. Our city staff's there also taking a look at it. And we're really trying to see if we can just kind of give Caltrans a little more push to show them that there is a sense of urgency here. Because I mean, myself personally, I get the feeling that there is not a sense of urgency to move on this. And I'm not speaking on behalf of the chamber. Right. I'm just talking about myself. I was on that call for a little while and I listened to it, and it's like, I know they're listening to the concerns of the citizens, but I don't know if they gave and to the credit of them, they actually addressed everything and heard everything. And maybe they're not the ones to make the decisions at the point, which I know they aren't, but there needs to be some kind of a push to really get this thing open. You can't wait till May to open one lane. That's just not acceptable in our community.
No. But then we're still having rains.
Yeah.
And so there's got to be concern about, okay, so we clear it out, but
Yeah.
what prevents it from sliding again?
And that's the challenge right now, is that the Caltrans can't get in there and start doing it, because it is going to affect possibly a future slide, maybe even worse. And then once they clear it, what they ended up having to do is they clear it, and then they have to check the infrastructure on the ground. Did it move the road? Did it damage some pipelines? Did it damage other things? That even though they're going to open it, is it actually going to be a safe road? So it's
Right.
going to take time. The May timeline is unacceptable. They need to figure out how to get this done quicker. So tonight there is a in-person meeting at the community center. Starts at 5:00. And the community center is on the corner of Main and Steckel, right across from Glen City School. And we're hoping we can continue the dialogue in a positive way. I mean, people are upset, but it was I really appreciated the community actually offering suggestions and solutions, and not just sit and complain about it, because they know Caltrans is, the people that were on there were trying to do it the best they can to maneuver through it. And there was some really great questions and suggestions, but that we need to continue this dialogue. We need to let other people speak, as far as, maybe offering other services or Caltrans is open to everything. I know that they're talking about that, but they need to see the sense of urgency that how an effect it has on our community. And it's not only the residents. I mean, yes, it's affecting the kids, it's affecting the jobs, it's affecting a lot of other things. It's even affecting our economy down here in Santa Paula, because there's over 3,000 cars that pass through there on a daily average day. And those are people that are going to Ojai or whatever, but it's affecting our tourism, and not just Santa Paula. It's affecting also in Ojai, as a main thoroughfare. They're having to go all the way around too. So yes, it's affecting Santa Paula, but it's affecting everything along this area here too. So we really need to figure out how we can move this forward. And I'm hoping that as tonight would be a very constructive dialogue that would maybe open some of their other ideas, because I know the Caltrans is looking outside the box the best they can, but
you're going to get citizens going out there with shovels and
yeah, and you don't want that, because it's not safe for them. So, but if there's a way we can push even at a higher level to show, because Caltrans do, but maybe we need to go to our elected officials at a higher level and try and see if they could advocate for something. And I know our supervisors are doing everything they can, and they're pushing as hard as they can too. But how high does it have to go before there's a real sense of urgency to get in there and take care of it?
Right.
So you see in other areas where they kind of clean up the stuff quick and they do what they can, but you have to do it safe. You can't just do it just to do it. So there's got to be they got to take a look at everything.
Well, it's like the Highway 1, in Malibu.
Yeah.
I mean, that got completely wiped out almost. Took out pretty much half the road, didn't it?
Yeah.
And so how long did it take them to get that back open to at least one lane for people to travel?
Pretty darn quick.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you don't know the reasons why all that happens.
Right.
I mean,
I know Highway 1 is probably a more vital road to our economy and whatnot, but for the people here, it matters.
it's a smaller scale, but yet again, it's a state highway. What's the difference between State Highway 1 and State Highway 150?
Right.
It should be the same.
Right.
There should be the same sense of urgency. So, and it's not a money issue, because the state is giving them all they want to do this. So it's a question of, how do we need to get some more geologists in there to really take a hard look at it or whatever? I don't know.
Right.
But I'm not, that's not my realm, but it's concerning from a chamber level, because it does affect our citizens. It does affect our schools. It does affect the kids. It affects our economy. So we're trying to look on our end and see what we can do to help push it a little bit more too on our end. And, maybe we just find a few people that are actually, that have a little, I don't know what I'm looking for, but that can do the push, you know what I mean? So,
a little muscle
some way, somehow. So,
yeah.
But anyway, I'm hoping for a really good meeting tonight, and I encourage all citizens to come out tonight and listen, and hopefully we'll I don't think we'll get answers, but I think maybe we'll hopefully get some progress updates.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Good to know. And also on the news front, our election.
Yes. Yeah.
So Matt Levere
Mhm.
is the incumbent. He got reelected.
Yes.
Excuse me. He was for District 1. And our very own Kelly Long
Correct.
has been reelected, which I'm sure Manny is probably very happy about that.
Yeah. He'll be around another 4 years. Okay. So
Yeah.
But
so 5th district was unopposed.
yeah,
That's a tight race.
Diana Lopez. Yeah. And she's fantastic too. All of our supervisors are doing an outstanding job right now. They're working well together. They're making some really good decisions for our county, and so I'm glad to see that the 3 of them are back in there. And we just keep the momentum going.
Yeah, so that's good too, because I know Kelly Long has a passion for Santa Paula, so it's nice that that will continue on for another 4 years.
And the other 2 that we're running for the supervisor spot too, they're Kim Mara and then Heather Schmidt, Kim Mara Stevenson. Sorry.
Yeah.
They were both great, and their hearts are in the right place to help support the community, and so kudos to them for running for it as well. So
and Kim gave her quite a fight.
No, and hopefully that doesn't discourage them from running again or running for other offices and stuff too. So but I always applaud anybody that runs for an office, win or lose, because that's a lot to put yourself out there.
Politics is a miserable thing.
Well,
so
there's some people that are born to do that, and and more power to them. So,
yeah. Well, I got to tell you, the one thing that is incredibly disappointing is the presidential race and the 2 candidates that we're going to be stuck with, and it's like that is the best this country has to offer. And sadly, it's not the best the country has to offer. Nobody wants to go through the pain and the grief and the embarrassment and the harassment that you go through to become president.
And I kind of get the feeling sometimes it's not about the individual running, it's about the 2 parties that just battle it out, and they just throw somebody in there as a representative or whatever. But it's I mean, how much power does the president actually have now?
Well, it depends on those stupid executive orders.
But I mean, really, when you look at it for this race, I kind of get the feeling it's not the 2 individuals, it's the parties aligning themselves now,
trying to fight for
power, and it's just like, and the 2 of them, as goofy as they are sometimes, they're going to be the victims of this in the long run.
Yeah.
And it's sad, you look at that. And
it's such there, when you get to a certain age, you start to lose touch with where the pulse of America really is.
How do you connect?
Yeah.
It's I'm sure it's hard for somebody from an older generation to connect with the younger I have problems doing that too. At my age, we're trying to understand the younger generation, what they do. And I can imagine somebody that's 1 or 2 generations ahead of me. It's probably going to be more difficult, technology.
I think Biden's 4 generations ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't know. So, well, he's acting like it. So, but you're right. Is that the best we can do? I mean, apparently it is, according to the parties right now. But we have so many young up and coming people in that are in offices, and nobody's really stepped up yet. And it's crazy, But you're right. You're going through this whole scrutiny, and the media has a lot to do with this too. The media has really created this whole thing that, you can't even look a certain way when people are just right away, criticizing you for something, or whatever, where,
something you did 40 years ago.
Exactly. You're digging something.
We all
up.
change.
Yeah. Something that you did as a kid when you were 10 years old and in a classroom or something, you were late for class, and he was late for class back in the day. It's like, whatever, Yeah.
Or you tease somebody different from you.
Are you the same person as you were 5 years ago?
Yes. No. 5 years ago?
No.
Yeah, I'm still the same old loser. So
but I mean, everybody changes. You're right. I mean, things I did 20, 30 years ago, I don't do anymore.
Even your thoughts.
Yeah.
I remember when we were growing up in my early 20s, the thought of living together before marriage was like Oh,
Yeah, it's
yeah, hush,
taboo.
hush. Ooh,
Yeah.
yeah. Ooh,
Mhm.
don't. You know, my sister did. She was the
Mhm.
only one in the family who did, but my sister did, and my mother was like, "Don't you tell anybody."
Mhm.
You know, it was like brush. Now it's like,
It's
what, you
common.
got married
Beautiful.
before you lived together? What are you, crazy?
Yeah, people are having kids before they get married or
Yeah.
whatever, but everybody's situation is different. But back then, there was a way to do it, and
Yeah. And I remember raising my kids
Mm-hmm.
thinking, I don't know, can we talk about the sex word?
Yeah.
But I remember wanting my kids to be virgins when they got married.
Yeah.
And now it's like,
Yeah.
nope.
Well, society changes, and we have to change with society, but still keep our values and what we do. And that's probably, I think, part of the problem is people are losing some of their values because they listen to all the chatter.
Yeah.
And it just changed. They may not like it, but they're not doing something to prevent that too.
And a lot of the change, I think, is necessary and good, because it's the same thing like we were talking about with racism and everything. Back in the older days, that was considered deemed okay, and there were probably a lot of people who were like, "I'll never have a black friend."
Yeah.
And today, that same person probably has tons of them and can't imagine not having them as friends.
And I think today's society, it doesn't matter anymore. It's not about your color, your race, your creed, whatever.
Yeah.
It's you're hoping that it's just about the person, the individual.
Yeah.
And that's
what's
how
in
I
their
look at
heart,
it.
what's in their
Exactly.
soul.
But unfortunately, other countries, that's if you're from one country, they're not going to like you or whatever. And that's why you're seeing all these battles going on. So, we're a great country, and we need to kind of take a step back and stop the madness that's going on right now.
Yeah.
And just start doing good things in our communities, in our society now. And the thing is, we can't control what goes on at that level, but we can make change here and control what we do here.
Sure. And sadly, I think America is defined by the 5% loudmouths. And the 95% of American people are very kind and very generous and very supportive, and just want to live their lives.
Yeah.
And set, but it's the 5% that get all the media and all the press
that rattle the cage.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's just, I mean, I think we're in a good spot here in Ventura County as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to any city, they're good people in our county. It really is. I mean, you go into any place and they're friendly. You go to the bigger cities, you're going to get a little more standoffish, but Ventura County is very unique, and this is a great place to live. May not be as affordable as we'd like it, but in the long run, though, I mean, there's great people in our county and in our community here in Santa Paula too. You know? And we have great leadership in all the cities that are really trying to make a go of it. The county's got some great leadership. So I was at a meeting yesterday with a lot of county people throughout the county's leadership, and we're looking at what we can do to make this county even better. So there's a lot of people working really hard to try and make this county much better and move us forward. So there's I'm very optimistic about where we're going, even in a crazy society that we have. But I'm really comfortable and that we have a lot of good people in place for now in the future to make our community better.
Well, and I think what's cool with like the Santa Paulas and the Fillmores and they're run by volunteers essentially. I mean, they get a small stipend, but for what they do, they're driven by passion. They're not driven by a paycheck or trying to earn money. It's that they truly believe in serving the community, and it's done on their dime.
Yeah, and there's a lot of communities in our county that are that way too. And you if you talk to all these, it's the love of their community.
Yeah,
that's why they do it. And yes, some get more money than others as stipends, but for the most part, I mean, it's for the love. I mean, you and I do this. I mean, we do this for the love of our communities too, and what we do.
We haven't gotten a paycheck for this radio show yet.
It's in the mail.
Yeah.
So but I mean, we're doing this because we want to inform our community, because we feel it's important. that
I need the therapy.
Yeah, it's always good to do a therapy session, but then we have a venue for people that would like to come and talk about certain things too. So we're giving that venue, that avenue for people to do that as another option than your traditional letters to the editor or Facebook blasting or whatever. But come in and talk with us, and we'll give you an opportunity to promote your business, to do other things too, and talk about some issues if we feel that it's important to discuss it, as we're doing about the Highway 150,
right? And I know when Julie and I started the House of Magic, one of the things that we really wanted to get away from is this sense of elitist, that the arts are only for the privileged, and opportunities and things like that are only for those who can afford it.
Yeah.
And the radio show is kind of that same thing. We're not about promoting the rich and the famous and the wealthy. It's about just everyday people in the community.
Yeah.
Y'all have a voice.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and we're just trying to give people that opportunity.
I'm doing it so that I can go to Vons and be recognized.
Nice.
But
nice. Maybe they'll take a picture of you next time. So that's always a good thing.
Yeah. So we have some segments going up. We have a new Did You Know segment that's going to be put on social medias and whatnot. We have the city newsletters, video newsletters that are being released. So where can they watch these things to learn more about what's going on?
To learn more, you can visit the city website, spcity.org. You can visit the chamber website, santapaulachamber.com. Some of the videos and other information is posted on your site as well. And your site is
thomagic.org.
Yeah.
More likely go to Facebook.
Yeah.
Which
Facebook.
is I believe ours is HOM Ventura for Ventura County.
Yeah.
So HOM Ventura is our Facebook. You'll see some of them there, and I think
Santa Paula Chamber's Facebook page
and the city's Facebook page, right, are both
Facebook, Instagram. So
that's where the bulk of them are going.
That's where the bulk of them initially, and then they'll be parked on the city website on their YouTube page.
Okay,
that's where they'll. So we'll get all that information out to everybody. I think you even have it on the videos itself at the end.
Yes,
where to go. So there's a wealth of areas that they can go look at to get some information. And these videos are going to be, we're going to be posting them, at least the general videos for like the city updates and the chamber update and some other things will be coming out at least once a month as far as that, maybe over a couple weeks period. But our Did You Know segment is more of an educational piece. We're gonna show people the great things we have in our community, which is where it's gonna be informative, it's gonna be educational, and then we're gonna have some fun with it too.
Yeah.
So we're gonna start that shooting next week, and we're gonna start bringing that out hopefully by the first part of April or the end of March. We're gonna start showing some quick, short, 2 to 3 minute videos that talk about all of the great assets we have here in our community, our public art, our murals, our historic buildings, and you name it.
So the Did You Know is kind of a thing that says, like, for example, did you know we have escape rooms?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things that happen in this community that people don't know about.
Yeah.
Whereas the video newsletters are things about like the Harvard Road project and changes to the electricity bills and things of that. So that's more informative as far as business news kind of things. Whereas the Did You Know is going to be more kind of, hey, these are some great things that you can do in your own community.
Yeah. And this is also, we can use that as a tool for marketing our community, for tourism as well. So if people want to learn about the community and what we have as far as arts and stuff or whatever we have, bam, you go to this and you can see a whole wealth of videos that'll explain about the charm of Santa Paula.
Right.
So we're gonna try this out and see if it works. We're gonna try and get as creative as we can. And thank you, James, for helping put that together. The initial intros looks great. So we're working on it in our
it's gonna be hipster.
There you go. 2 old guys trying to be hip, but no, we're hoping the community likes it and they learn something about our community that maybe they don't know. So,
right.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So Friday we have our Spellbound at the Table segment at 7:00. We have Raven coming in to perform.
Okay.
He's a New York con man, so to speak. It's got a
Nice.
great presentation. So,
Good.
and then on Saturday we have Talking with Spirits. So
Wildcat.
Wildcat's going to
Nice.
come in and try
Yeah.
to communicate with people's loved ones.
Yeah, he's here earlier bugging us. So
I know.
but yeah. So,
So
but good.
so we got that going on. And then Saturday, so Saturday is the Talking with Spirits. And then
We also have the farmers market.
huh?
We also have
We
the
have
farmers market on Saturday.
And then Sunday we have the Oscar party.
Oscar party to help support local news, local journalism. Miss Peggy Kelly is the host of it. The chamber will be there. We are doing the bar and we pour generously. So
And I'll be doing the magic.
we'll be doing the magic, and the party starts at 3:00 and it runs till the Oscars are over, like at midnight. So
Wow.
however long they do their, it's always a long thing, but it's going to be fun. This is the second year. It was a lot of fun last year. You can dress up like your favorite character. You can come as you are, you know,
You can come like Carlos did in his pajamas.
you name it. But it's a good opportunity to get together and with a lot of people within our community. But it helps support journalism. You know, Santa Paula Times has done a great job in keeping the community informed, and we got to keep that paper going. And so once a year we're doing this fundraiser, and, you know, Peggy's doing this, and she puts on a great spread of food. You know, we have great drinks. We do an auction. So it's all to help support journalism, and not just with her, but for future journalists as well too. So it's a great event. So you can go to the Santa Paula Times office on Railroad Avenue for tickets. They're going to do tickets at the door. So if you have nothing to do on Sunday night, and you know, or you're watching the Oscars by yourself, come on,
watch,
hang out with
yeah,
us.
come
Yeah,
watch
we're
it with
gonna
us.
we're gonna be having a good time there.
So
So yeah.
all right. That sounds great. Anything else, John?
We have a mixer coming up.
Oh yeah, Mixer, March 28th.
27th.
27th. Why do I have the 20? See,
Very good.
normally without leap year, February and March have the same days.
So you're a day behind.
yeah. So
Yeah.
February 28th would have
Yeah.
been a Wednesday,
Yeah.
and March 28th would have been a Wednesday, but
Yeah.
because of the leap year, it screws everything
Exactly.
up.
So
So-
we'll have more information next week.
Yep.
But we're doing it Wednesday night here at
At
Escape Room.
6:30,
Mhm.
and you'll have an opportunity to do a little mini escape room, maybe even see some magic, and learn a little bit more about what we do.
Yes, and it's $5 to come in. You get snacks and drinks and a free show and
Yeah.
escape room.
Lots
So
of
all
entertainment.
for $5. I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
Where can you do that?
Exactly. So we're looking forward to that in a couple weeks.
Cool. All right, that is our show. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Don't forget tonight, show up at the community center to learn more about the 150, because that's going to obviously impact our community.
Yep.
And more than likely impact a lot of our residents.
Yep. And
So
go to our websites that we just mentioned earlier for any other information on shows, on community information, and the city information.
there you go.
Okay.
All right, we will see you all next week.
This has been a Rough Edge Studios production.